All right. We're here real time. So we got to talk about it. I'm going to mute. We're here real time, midnight, 12:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The question is, on your card, did Jermell Charlo, WBC, WBA Super, IBF, and Ring Magazine 154-pound champion, did he need the last 4 rounds to win the fight to you? On my card, now I do admit it was some rounds I was just so enthralled, like into it, I wasn't really scoring. But from my card, from what I can say, I was watching the fight, but I wasn't writing the scores down. Jermell needed that last round to win the fight because on my card, he swept the last 4, but then again, I had to walk away for a little bit, round 10 or 11. Let's get the punch stats. Pause it if you have to. Let me turn it up. So did he win all those last 4 rounds?
What we see is both men landing at a good percentage with their power shots, which is everything other than the jab. An edge for Castano by about 22 punches. But remember, which rounds did they come in? Boxing is scored by rounds.
I'm T-Street Controversy with FightGame360.com. We cover every single major fight live. It's going to be a new undisputed champion, or will it be a draw? No knockdowns. This fight wasn't expected to be easy. It wasn't supposed to be easy. You didn't want it to be an easy fight for undisputed at 154, the first ever of the 4-belt era. Brian Castaño's no joke, and this is one of those type of fights where he rose, both fighters, rose to the occasion. See, the pressure, a lot of people felt that Jermell was going to win. My bad, both of them in the ring. Here, let me turn it up.
Official decision. There's a small contingent of Argentine fans here to support Brian Castaño, of course. Jermell Charlo.
But see, here's the thing. I do have to watch it again, and I will watch the replay, even though I have it on DVR, but I want to watch UFC and the post-fight press conference. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jermell lost his fight, because he was having some issues.
586 punches less than he normally does. In spots, he was the Brian Castaño that unloads a lot of punches and is effective. In spots, Jermell Charlo was able to throw good power shots. Neither man got it done completely.
Castaño was a competent. I like how he would.
All right, we're about to make history.
I like how Castaño would reset, and look out for the uppercut. Dude, listen, Charlo gonna be pissing blood, man. Oh, here we go. Please subscribe. Take your time out, like the video.
We have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Steve Weisfeld scores about 114 to 113 in favor of Brian Castaño.
Castaño probably lost.
Judge at ringside, Nelson Vasquez sees the action. 117 to 111 for Jermell Charlo. And judge at ringside, Tim Cheatham scores the bout. 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a split decision draw.
Oh my God!
I may be the Sports Illustrated. Didn't I say at the top, barring a draw, and I can't believe we end up with a split draw. There will be no undisputed champion at 154 pounds.
I think in general, nobody should be outraged at this. It was a very close fight, and nobody's happy with the draw.
It was a very close fight, and you can't be mad, but
it is what it is.
I am hurt.
Yeah, apparently.
Let's go to Jim Gray to try.
But the problem is we won't see it again because there's too many mandatories.
All right, Morrow, thank you.
Let's turn it up. Listen to the post-fight interview.
This was a terrific fight. What is your thought on having a draw?
Shout out to San Antonio for coming through, baby. I love y'all. I'll come back to this place. The draw was, what I wanted to hear. If anything, I won this fight. I hurt him way more than, he did. And Brian Castaño's a tough warrior. He gonna give a lot of people problems, but like I said, my power is something serious at this weight division.
You had him in trouble in the second round and then again in the 10th round. Did you feel as though you had to knock him out because Derek James did tell you in your corner you needed a knockout in the 12th round to win this fight.
Yeah, my coach told me I needed a knockout in the 9th round, and I just knew that, he knew what he was talking about. I believe in my coach, and, this is my first time experiencing something like this, so, hey, this come with boxing, baby. Wins, losses, and draws. My Lions only still rock with me.
Jermell, let me ask you, this man threw more punches and connected on more punches than any opponent that you had. Did you know that coming into the fight? Obviously, there was going to be continuous pressure. Was it more than you had expected?
Well, I know he was a tough warrior. Like I said, I know he threw a hell of a lot of punches against almost every opponent he ever fought. So with my skills and my ability of power, I just knew that I could keep him off of me. I feel like I won this fight. Like I said, I deserve to go home as an undisputed. I'm glad to be able to fight for undisputed title. This is different. Not a lot of people in my weight division that's hating. They not even got unified titles. I still hold my titles. Shout out to Al Haymon. Thank you. I can't wait to get home and be with my baby and my family. Take some time off from boxing, and we'll come back to the drawing boards and see what's popping.
And when you look at that drawing board, might you review this fight? And it seemed from time to time that you were reluctant to throw that right hand. Was that just because there wasn't the opening, or were you reluctant?
He had his guards up pretty high. I was moving a little bit, probably not not active enough. I don't have no excuses for nothing that I do.
Was it frustrating? Was this a frustrating fight?
Not necessarily. I feel like, I dealt with this in training camp with my boy Selik. Shout out to UBK. I see y'all, everybody in the building. Hey, I'm happy to go home to the H-Town and represent again. I'm one of the fighting prize of Lions only.
You gonna do this again? Will there be a rematch?
I don't know, man. We got to see what Mr. Haymon say.
Wait, who says?
My manager. You heard me? Al Haymon.
Well, it seems like there'd be a lot of interest, and it would be for undisputed to have all 4 belts.
I want that. That's my goal. That's my destiny. We shall see.
Terrific fight. Appreciate it, Jermell.
Thank y'all.
Brian. Felix de Jesus. We'll translate. Did he feel as though he won the fight, or does he accept the draw?
¿Tú pensaste que ganaste la pelea o el empate está bien contigo?
No, claro, yo sentí que la pelea la gané. Nada, quiero agradecer a SHOWTIME, a Al Haymon por darme la oportunidad. Y nada, quiero pedir la revancha inmediatamente porque la pelea sé que la gané yo. Me ha pegado alguna que otra mano que he estado sentido en el round, pero eso no quita que haya ganado la pelea. Le tiré gran cantidad de manos, le conecté grandes manos y nada, quiero agradecerle.
Basically, I won the fight. I mean, there were some rounds that he did hit me. There's no doubt about it. He hit me hard. But I won the fight, definitely. I want to thank SHOWTIME Al Haymon for this opportunity. And it was a great fight.
You clearly, it seemed to those who were observing and unofficially scoring that you were ahead until the 10th round. And you got into a lot of trouble in that round. What did you feel the fight would go from there, having survived that? Did you feel that you just had to survive the extra 2 rounds, the last 2 rounds, or did you feel that you lost control of that right there?
Muchos pensaban que tú estabas ganando la pelea hasta el 10º round. En el 10º round parece que él te conectó bastante. ¿Tú pensaste entonces que ahí tenía que estar más o menos pendiente a que él tuviese noqueado algo?
Sí, obviamente. La pelea la venía ganando limpiamente yo. Obviamente, como eso dije, me conectó alguna que otra mano en el 9º o el 10º, creo, y estuve sentido todo el round. Y en el principio del otro round me conectó alguna que otras manos, pero supe llevarla. Obviamente, nada, peleas son peleas, un gran boxeador, un boxeador fuerte, pero yo tengo lo mío también. Agradezco a San Antonio por el espacio también.
No, first of all, I want to thank San Antonio for being here with me. And yes, you were right, Jim, in the 10th round I was hurt, so I was trying to recoup a little bit, also the start of the 11th round, but I did enough to win the fight.
Rematch? Would you like a rematch?
I hope the rematch. He's a great fighter, me too. I need the rematch.
All right, Brian, congratulations. Terrific fight.
Thank you so much.
Felix, thank you. All right.
I wanted the definitive winner. Follow me on Twitter at TStreetContra. I'm going to put the link right down below in the description box. All you got to do is click it. Also, I am back on Instagram at TStreetControversy. Simple as that. I'm going to go back and watch this fight probably in the middle of the night. I'm going to lay on my man cave couch and have it playing, and it's a fight that's got to be analyzed. mini swing rounds. Here's those cards, that 117, 111. You know, Nelson Vasquez, he was a drunkard. Simple as that. The fight was a very, very close fight. You can't be mad at the draw. However, both sides are going to say, you know, have their arguments, because I was taking a gander through Twitter and social media, and up till about round 7, 8, 9, people were like, yo, Charlo losing this fight. He going to lose. And then I told you, as I said earlier, I think Charlo swept those last rounds. In fact, look at Steve Farhood's card. So he was cool with the draw. But see, those middle rounds, though, he got 6, 7, and 8 for, let me turn it up, for Castano.
Very close fight on the cards and controversial decision.
But I'm not confident.
Mo, back to you.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. 2 ring warriors worthy of fighting to become the first undisputed champion at 154 pounds in the 4-belt era. And in the end, it results in a...
Let's talk. Let me get my point across. I can't say I gave those last 4 rounds. Definitely round number 12. So I got to go back and watch rounds 9, 10, and 11. Because 12 was definitely Charlo. And I believe 9 was definitely Charlo. I don't know. I got to go back and watch it. But I'm not upset with the draw. I wouldn't have been upset if Charlo won. But I can see a lot of people are going to say that Castano was robbed. And here, look at the Twitter poll. 73%. But remember, scored by rounds. We got to go back and see that. But either way, you know what a lot of people are going to say, right? Jermell Charlo was exposed. How was he exposed? It was an undisputed fight. And what I'm going to say is both fighters rose up to the status of being a champion and fighting with both of their wives, you know, ringside. Castano just got married himself. Let's listen in.
We got 12 rounds.
You can beat it with a jab. We're winning the fight, right? You want to win the fight. You got to get up into them mixed match like that. You can control the pace with your legs and your jab. But you're waiting on it. If you caught him with a good shot, now you want to catch him again with a good shot. You got to win the round.
You know what? And I can say that because once Castano would get him on the ropes, he was opening up lever. I never seen it. I've covered many of his fights. Unlike, you know, some YouTube, I've covered and watched his fights. Yo, he will unload, but this shit has some extra sting and pop to him. You can't tell me Jermell ain't gonna be pissing blood tomorrow. This was an excellent fight, and give that man Castano his credit, because a lot of people said, including myself, that, you know, the activity may have given Charlo problems, but the power, like, he buzzed him several times, and that left hook was there. You know, like, this was a very, very good fight. Both of these fighters, you know, even and in a rematch, I can't say who would win because both fighters can make adjustments. And as I was saying, more people are going to be like, yo, Charlo was exposed. But you never know, man. But now it's about what's next, because I think that a rematch can happen, but it'll have to be immediate. I'm talking like, you know, November type of immediate. And then you got the IBF mandatory. The guy who's supposed to be next for Charlo is a guy by the name of Bakram Murtazali if he fought untelevised on the card. I got to wrap up soon because they're going to start the post-fight press conference. And it's looking like maybe they can do that. And then who's the WBO mandatory? And then Castano fight Kurabov, Zoo, you know, and then maybe they can fight again for undisputed April or so, and then they'll probably put it on pay-per-view this time because it was so, you know, the first fight was so good. Look, the broadcast is over. Let me close my Showtime anytime. Go over to the post-fight press conference just in case they start soon. So yeah, listen, you know, we got to talk about this in a longer video. Because, oh, and by the way, yes, we are working with the WBC and the Vibe Network. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at T-Street-Contra and also on Instagram at T-Street-Controversy. There's a lot of major changes going on, and a one-man team right now. I'm trying to bring more people on. As you can see, video quality is improved. I haven't shaved or been to the barber. You know, I got nothing but peach fuzz up there, you know, in probably like about 3 weeks or so. And I've also lost about 15 pounds. which is good. So there's a lot of shit going on, you know, and a lot of the projects that I was working on in the past are finally, the wheels are in motion. But yo, so I say, go ahead, do Charlo versus Murtazaliev, because if the winner of this fight, whether it was Charlo Castano, was going to move up, I don't think it's worth it now. It's like, you know, like, not that it's not worth it, but it's like, okay, finish this business, you know, and then whoever can move up. So I say Charlo fight his mandatory, IBF mandatory. Hopefully the WBC is cool and Al Haymon is able to do some maneuvering for Erickson Lubin, who's the WBC mandatory. WBA is not going to have no fucking mandatory. Castano take care of his mandatory. Both of these guys meet again. You know, let's say they take care of their mandatories in November, December, stay on the same, you know, hell, see if they can do a motherfucking double feature, but make sure they emphasize like, yo, these guys have to fight their mandatories if we're going to see that undisputed fight again. And then have these two fight in March or April. Like, you know, like, don't bullshit around with this. Don't bullshit around with this, Simpson and Al Haymon and PBC. Don't bullshit around with this. You got a history of bullshitting around with, don't bullshit around with this rematch. Like, they need to get on the phone with the IBF, because Bakram Murtazaliev, he was on the card. Get on the phone with the first they should see if they can try to go straight forward with the rematch without fighting the mandatory. See if they say like, all right, what if we can do this shit in November? What if we can do it in December? And then, you know, like, we'll take care of the mandatories back to back to back. But right now, like, don't fuck around with this. I don't want to see Charlo against Murtazaliev, then fight motherfucking Lubin or some old bullshit. I don't want to, no. Like, don't fuck this up. Anyway, T-Street Controversy with FightView360.com. Let me get over to the post-fight press conference. Please subscribe.